アニゲーミング紅葉アニよ楽しい冒険スタートだ
Welcome everyone to oldtalkersofgeeks.com. This is Annie Gaming episode 24, and you know what that means, friends. This is the conclusion of season 2, and we will be back in the fall with season 3 of Annie Gaming. And I just want to say thank you to everybody who is supporting the channel, who have been riding with us, who've gave us feedback, who even gave us suggestions of anime games we should include in Annie Gaming. So I've been having fun doing that. And we will return in the fall for Annie Gaming. But for those superhero and comic book fans, superhero gaming will be taking over during the summer. I like to do it back and forth per season. So obviously, fall will be Annie Gaming, winter will be superhero gaming, spring towards summer will be Annie Gaming. So I like to switch it up. So my friends, with that rambling aside, today for our final conclusion for season 2 finale, we are going to be talking about Samurai Champloo Sidetracked for the PlayStation 2. And this is an interesting entry in the world of anime video game adaptations because this was released exclusively for the PlayStation 2. It arrived during the mid 2000s, a time when anime licensed games often played it safe. But Sidetrack broke expectations with its stylish execution, eccentric tone, and genre bending gameplay. It was more than a mere tie-in, to be honest with you. It was a spin-off that embraced the original chaotic energy and hip-hop influence and the samurai aesthetics while carving out its bizarre narrative path. And speaking of bizarre narrative path, let's talk about the story. Because unlike many anime games that retread familiar plots like Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, One Piece, just to name a few, Sidetrack boldly detours from the series canon. Rather than follow the trio's search for the samurai who smells of sunflowers, the game delivers an original side story, hence the title Sidetracked. Set in an alternate timeline, players choose between Mugen, Jin, or a new character, Sarai, and explore divergent adventures laced with absurd humor, surreal detours, and fourth wall. Oh my god, the fourth wall in this game, breaking gags. The game doesn't try to recreate the anime's emotional arc. Instead, it leans into its offbeat form of storytelling. The plot is peppered with oddball side characters, some severe, bizarre boss fights, including one against a giant bear with wrestling moves, and a tone that swings between deadpan seriousness and utter lunacy. It's more FLCL, to be honest with you, than Samurai Samurai Act, which may disappoint the purists, but it is worthy of the Champloo's weirder episode's name. Now let's talk a little bit about the gameplay, because at its core, Sidetrack is a hack and slash action game, but a very different one because it is infused with rhythm based combat and a heavy emphasis on style. Mugen and Jin each have their own distinct fighting styles, while Mugen is wild and unpredictable with break dance like flourishes, while Jin is more precise and controlled, reflecting his traditional training. Sarai, the unlockable third character, adds a feminine twist to her with her dual blade speed focus style, and combat centers around take combos, which chaining together attacks and time inputs can trigger cinematic finishes. And the game encourages experimentation and rhythm, rewarding players who adapt their button presses to the beat of the background music. Adding flair is the Champloo Groove system, which is a customizable combat grid that changes depending on the track you equip before battle. Some songs increase the chance of critical hits, others offer diverse defense buffs or allow new combat routes. It's a clever fusion of music and gameplay, and it's a nod to the anime's unique audio identity. Unfortunately, despite its ambitions, the gameplay is repetitive. Oh, Lord, is it repetitive? Enemy variety is limited, and the camera can be clunky in tight areas, but the flashy animations, exaggerated boss fights, and fluidity of combat keep it engaging enough to finish, especially for fans. Graphically, visually, Sidetrack adopts a cell shaded art style like a lot of the anime games that mimics its anime's rough, sketchy aesthetics. While not as refined as contemporaries like an Okami or a Jet Set Radio Future, it captures the Champloo's vibe effectively. Character models are expressive and fluidly animated, particularly during special attacks. Environments, though not especially complex, feel authentic to the time period with a stylish urban twist to it, and like rural villages layered with graffiti and hip hop language. It looks gorgeous, guys. I'm not gonna lie. It's good. It captures the spirit for sure. The game shines mostly during boss fights and finishing moves where the visuals go full blown anime spectacle. Freeze frames, bold kanji splashes, and over the top action reminiscent of a Afro Samurai or a Killer 7. Not surprisingly, given that this is a Suda 51 and a Grasshopper manufactured were involved in its development. Now, you're probably wondering, and Nadia from Gotham Geek Out, shout out to you because I did this particular episode for you because you love this anime, but most importantly, you love this freaking soundtrack of the anime. And if there's one area where Sidetrack absolutely nails it, it's the music. Staying true to the anime's legacy, the soundtrack fuses hip hop, lo fi beats, and traditional Japanese instrumentation. While it does not while the composer does not return to compose, the spirit of the style of anime is alive and well. Tracks are tied to the gameplay, which makes this such a unique experience. And the player's choice of background music influences your combat system, which is unheard of, but it's so fire when you play it. Songs by Japanese hip hop artists like Force of Nature, just to name a few, contribute to the experience. The scratch infused menus and DJ style transitions further reinforce that hip hop influence and vibe. And voice acting includes the original Japanese cast with the solid English dubs available for Western audiences as well. Overall, my friends, Samurai Champloo soundtrack didn't make a huge splash commercially, but it has become a cult following video game for anime fans and the Suda 51 followers. People were divided when it first came out, but they loved the originality and style that the game brought with it. And here at Otakus and Geeks, I will say if you get a chance to play this anime gem, hell, if you get a chance to watch this anime gem, hint, hint, when Essential Anime returns, this is one of the shows we're going to be talking about. So this is Justin from otakusandgeeks.com signing off for Any Gaming for now. We'll see you back in the fall. If you like what we do here, hopefully we earned your subscription. So please hit the like button, subscribe button, notification bell, my friends. I will be back in the fall with Any Gaming, but now it's time to return to the world of Marvel and DC, and maybe Image and a couple of others with superhero gaming next week. Later days.